making vegan nutty burgers. These are one of my go-to favorites for when we have guests over. Vegans, non-vegans, everybody seems to really like these vegan nut burgers. So today we're going to be making a batch of 20 burgers, so it's a double batch. I like to make extras and pop those in the freezer and pull them out on a rainy day when I don't feel like cooking and we want something really filling and delicious. So let's get started. So to start off today, you're going to need some almonds, walnuts, some salt, and garlic. So that'll be the first thing that we're going to process today in our food processor. Well, you also need a food processor. So we're going to need, starting off with, 3 cups of raw almonds. I get these at Trader Joe's and it's really the best price that I can find anywhere. And then we need 2 cups of raw walnuts. So the nuts in these burgers really do make them, really filling. And you've got those healthy fats from the almonds and the walnuts. The omega-3s with the walnuts especially are just great for you. So we've got those. All right, and then we're gonna add in 4 cloves of garlic. So I've already got mine peeled here. Just 4 cloves of garlic. Just pop them right in. And then we're going to do 1 teaspoon of salt. So once you've got all of those things in your food processor, you're going to put the lid on and just blend this up until it's finely ground. I've just put my blended nut mixture into this big bowl because we're going to be adding a lot of other things to that later. So no need to clean your food processor, but we are going to change out the attachment. So if you want to just buy shredded carrots, feel free to do that. That's a little easier. I like to just buy whole organic carrots because they have the skin still on them. And what I do is I just put my shredder attachment onto my food processor, and I'm just going to shred up some carrots. So I've already washed and taken off the tops here. Definitely leave on the skin if you have organic carrots, especially. It has a lot more nutrients in the skin. With carrots and potatoes, all these things, all the really great nutrients are actually in the skin. So as long as you wash them good, you're probably fine. Even if there's a little dirt on them, you're probably fine too. All right. You'll need 2 cups of shredded carrots. Alright, I think that's done. Spoon in about 2 cups of carrot. That shredder really does a nice job. It looks beautiful. Doesn't have to be exact. It's not an exact science, so I may just, even if I have a little extra, I may just stick the rest of these carrots in here. I'm going to get 2 cups of rolled oats. So we've got our carrots and oats added to our nut mixture, and now we're going to add in our spices. So we are going to need some nutritional yeast. We're going to have 4 tablespoons of nutritional yeast. And then we're going to have some dried basil. We'll just need 2 teaspoons of basil actually. We're going to do just 1 teaspoon of oregano, 1 teaspoon of thyme, 1 teaspoon of paprika, and then we're going to do I'll clean that up later. Half a teaspoon of cayenne pepper. And half a teaspoon of black pepper. And then we're just going to mix this all up together. I've just got some leftover tomato paste I had in my fridge. I'm gonna add 2 tablespoons of tomato paste. And then we're gonna just use, add in just 2 tablespoons of tamari. So I should have mentioned at the beginning of the video that just to prep to make these burgers, I am using some purple sweet potatoes. They are purple on the outside and white on the inside. And all I do is I just stick these whole in the oven at 375 and roast them for about 30-45 minutes until they kind of start oozing some juices and they're soft and tender inside. So I'm just gonna measure out about 1 pound of the inside of these potatoes. Alright, that gets us to 1 pound, so we've got this one for leftovers, that's great. So here I just have one can of drained and rinsed black beans. I've just drained and rinsed them. So add these in. I just have some fresh cilantro here. A really nice tip for fresh herbs like cilantro or parsley that you keep in the fridge is to kind of treat them like a flower and make a little vase and keep them in the fridge. This way they can stay fresh a lot longer. Just trim off the bottoms when you get them. You can pre-wash them, so you just pull it out of the fridge and pick some off when you're ready. This is a really nice way to keep it. So I think I'm just going to use all of this since this is a double batch. You want at least a really good handful. Alright, so I think that's just about processed. Finally my cilantro went down. I had to squish it down there. Really it's just going to look like a mush and it's not going to look very tasty, but this is really what's going to bind these burgers together, and that purple sweet potato just adds such a nice like sweet element to the savory and really balances everything out. So I'm just going to stick this in the bowl here, and then like I said, get ready for the messy business here. So we have our potato, black bean, cilantro mixture right on top here. So we're just going to dive in. About it. So as you can see, we've got uniform mixture. It's just really beautiful with the oats and the carrots and some of the cilantro pieces in there. It really does look impressive. So I'm just going to turn on my scale. This is totally optional step, but I like to weigh out about 100 grams for each burger. If you're at home, you can just eye it however big you want them. This is just for me for orders and just to keep everything consistent. I like to do measure these out and do 100 grams. So then I just hand form the patties here. And again, these carrots are so pretty. Just very messy though. So this should make about 20 burgers that are 100 grams each at least. So if I'm going to use them right away, I just would preheat my oven to about 375 and cook them for about 10 minutes on each side, flipping 20 minutes total, flipping halfway through. So there's one of these beautiful burgers. If you are going to freeze it, I would say freeze it raw, so you can cook it when you bring it out of the freezer. You can either thaw it out before you cook it or just stick it in frozen and just add a few extra minutes on each end. Just to show you how I do this, to freeze these burgers, I cut out a piece of compostable parchment paper here. I just set one burger here. I'll kind of fold it over like this. I'll measure out another burger, put that on top, and fold that over, and then just put these in a plastic baggie and just all stacked up on each other, put in the freezer, and you're good to go. I hope that you get just as messy as me here. I'm going to finish rolling out the rest of these burgers and